Hello there, welcome to the Allotment Family Diary. My name's Tom and this little fur baby is Chase. So before we get into the video, I just want to say a massive thank you so much to all of our subscribers. We have just hit 3,000 subscribers, and coming from a tiny channel that just wanted to document our family's progress at an allotment site, I'm just blown away. That's amazing, and I cannot thank you enough, guys. Thank you so much for your support over the last couple of years. And also I just want to say a massive thank you to our channel members as well. If you want to find out about channel membership, check out the video description. Anyway, today it is Monday the 13th of October, and aside from having to babysit a cat up here, I think it's time to put in our garlic. We planted our garlic around this time last year and we kind of had mixed success. Unfortunately, we got struck by allium leaf miner. You guys have probably seen the past videos. We lost a fair few of our garlic, but those that did survive are very tasty and are still being used right now. As a family, we've decided that really there's no point growing smaller garlics. We're just going for elephant garlic this year, and those are going to be planted in one of our raised beds, which is right next door to our polytunnel. This raised bed was used to grow our courgettes, and now I've given it a good digging over and added a healthy amount of well-rotted horse manure. Now with the ground prepped, I have made holes to plant the elephant garlic, so I'm going to space them roughly about 25 centimeters apart, and we are also going to plant them in about 10 centimeters deep. We've just picked up some elephant garlic from a garden centre. You can save your own if you've grown them in previous years, but we ate most of ours, so we didn't get a chance to save them. Should have thought ahead, really. And do you know what? We've had a bit of rain recently, so I don't think I'm even going to bother watering them. One thing I've tried this year, which we haven't done in previous years, is I've kept the elephant garlic cloves in our fridge for roughly about 2 weeks now. Apparently this helps to improve the garlic, so we'll see how that goes. Now, because we had such trouble with the allium leaf miner earlier this year, losing our entire onion crop, I'm not taking any chances. So as soon as I see that first shoot come up from those garlic cloves, I'm going to net them, or perhaps even use fleece. The finest stuff I can find is going to protect those garlic from the allium leaf miner this time. They are not going to penetrate it. There we go, that's the last one. This is what remains of our tomatoes that were grown in the Allotment family garden, and I thought, you know what, we better not let the compost go to waste, so I brought it up here to go into our compost bins on the plot. So I'm gonna have to break all this down, but hey, you know, at least it's not going into the brown bin at home. So this is the last one. I'm just breaking it up by hand. So if you're wondering what a brown bin is, because I've mentioned that, the brown bin is something used in our area to get rid of garden waste, basically, for people that can't compost. And unfortunately, we don't have the room to compost back at Allotment Family Diary HQ. So yeah, I suppose this is why we have an allotment though, isn't it, really? So this will be the last one that we're adding to the pile today. There we go, that is the makings of a lovely compost pile. Let's get you covered up. On the subject of tomatoes, this plant here self-seeded itself somewhere else on the plot, so we decided, rather than just pull it up and chuck it in the compost, let's plant it and see what happens. We reckon this could be a hundreds and thousands micro cherry variety, because we did have them growing in hang baskets in a paddock last year, and we wonder if one of the tomatoes bounced off into the plot, and yeah, we've ended up with this one. So it just goes to show, don't pull things up randomly and chuck them out, keep them, because we've got a fair few tomatoes. We have had a fairly steady crop of this tomato plant, to be honest, but the issue we're going to have now, because the nights are a heck of a lot colder and there's barely any sun at the moment as we're approaching winter, is that most of these tomatoes are not going to ripen. So we had to think of a way to kind of use the ones that we had left, especially in the garden, the green tomatoes, and we came up with a plan. Let's make some chutney. here we have our ingredients for this really simple recipe for green tomato chutney. And what will you need? Well, you're going to start off with 1.5 kilograms of unripened tomatoes. So most of them are green. A few of them have started to ripen, but they're not fully ripe. But I figure that's going to add to the flavour. All of these were from the crimson crushed tomatoes that we were growing in our garden this year. You will also need 700 grams of white onions, or you can use shallots. We will be using 400 grams of apples, and these are the last apples from our lovely tree in the Allotment Family Garden. You will also need 200 grams of raisins and 600 millilitres of malt vinegar. If you want to add a bit of a kick to your recipe, add some chillies. We are using the Machu Picchu chillies that were grown in our allotment. These do have a little bit of a kick to them, so I probably won't add all the seeds, but the flesh is extremely tasty. You will also need a small piece of root ginger. Pop in 2 teaspoons of salt, and finally 400 grams of brown sugar. All of these ingredients make about 2 kilograms of chutney, so consider halving the ingredients if that's too much for you. I will put the recipe in the video description so you can cook along if you want to. We are cooking quite a lot because we've got a family of 5, plus we might give some to family and friends as little Christmas gestures. It's such a shame to let veg go to waste, and I was racking my brains thinking what to do with this abundance of tomatoes that we've got left that haven't ripened. I still have 2 more buckets full of them, so I can imagine there might be even more chutney on the cards in the future. But anyway, we're going to begin the recipe by chopping up these little bad boys. So remember that tomatoes shrink when you cook them, so depending on how thick you want your chutney, I personally like mine with a bit of texture. You can cut the tomatoes in half, or again you can just cut them into quarters, but I think for this recipe I'm just going to go with cutting them all in half. And that's the last of them. Look at those wonderful colours, look at that. Time for the onions. I'm using white onions. As I mentioned, you can use shallots as well. We need 700 grams. And again, chop them to your liking, either fine or big chunks if you like a thicker chutney. I'm not very good at chopping onions. Don't laugh. I'm not a professional chef. Not yet anyway. Maybe one day. Look at, honestly. Oh, my eyes are watering. Leave a comment if you've got any tips for stopping your eyes water when you're chopping onions. The spoon in the mouth thing doesn't work for me, so if you've got any ideas, let me know. So those onions have been put into the pot with the tomatoes, and now we're going to move on to the apples. So 400 grams of apples. These are regular apples, not cooking apples, and we're going to peel them, chop them up similar size to the onions, and then throw them in with the mixture that we've got going. Once you've chopped up the apples, chuck them in the pot, give it a bit of a stir. It's really starting to come together nicely now. Next, we're going to work with the chilies. I've got 4 chilies. As I mentioned, these are Machu Picchu. They can be hot if you leave the seeds in them. I think what I'm going to do is chop them. I'll use all 4, but I think I will only use the seeds of 2 of the chilies because we want a bit of a heat to the chutney, but we really don't want it overpowering the mixture. And I think I would just cut them so you'll get little nuggets of chili, little nuggets coming out in the chutney like this. But these Machu Picchu are exceptional chilies, and what I really like about them is when you cut them, have a look at this one. Like, look at the inside, it's like an orange fleshy colour. They have a really distinctive taste to them. I want to say it's verging on like a licorice flavour. In those chilies go. We grew all of these in our polytunnel. They're such tasty chilies, really are. And now we're going to add in 300 millilitres of malt vinegar. So we need 600 ml in total, but we're only adding half of it at this stage. So I'll just give that a good mix because it is time to finally start cooking. So let's get this on the hob. It's starting to get dark outside. Winter's coming. So what we're going to do is bring this to the boil gently cook it until everything's tender, and 30 minutes later, and you can see it has really condensed down quite a lot. So what we're going to do now is add the ginger. So I'd say this is about a 1.5 inch cube piece of ginger, finely chopped, and then that's going to go into the mixture. And then we're also going to be adding 200 grams of raisins. So put them in there, and then we'll give it a nice stir, and then we're going to pop it back on the heat for roughly about an hour, because we really want this to start thickening now. How's this looking then? Oh, that's nice. Okay, so this has been simmering away for exactly an hour now. It's 7:30 in the evening, it's dark outside, and this is smelling lovely. So let's dive in and have a look. If only you could smell this. So as you can see, everything has kind of condensed down and thickened up, but we're still quite not finished yet. So what we're going to do now is add in 2 teaspoons of salt to the mixture. We are also going to add the remainder of the malt vinegar. So this is the remaining 300 milliliters, in that goes. And then we also have 400 grams of soft brown sugar. So all of that has gone in the pan, and we'll stir it. And basically I'm going to pop it back on the heat. I've taken it off just for a moment to add these ingredients, and we're going to keep stirring until the mixture thickens and all of the sugar has dissolved. That looks like a nice consistency. So I have been cooking this on a low heat for, I would say, the past 45 minutes, and yeah, this is looking really nice. Oh, that smell. Right, let's get you off the heat, and I think it's time to put it into some jars. I'm using standard 400 milliliter Kilner jars, and I have sterilized these beforehand. So that involved boiling them in a saucepan for roughly, I would say, 15 to 20 minutes. And now it's just going to be a case of putting the lovely mixture in the jars.
So a week has passed since Tom has made his green tomato chutney. We're going to taste it.
It's the first time he's ever made any of this, and I must say it looks pretty good.
Now normally you're meant to leave it 5 weeks to mature, but I'm sure it's going to taste lovely.
Yeah. Yeah. And is this a spicy one?
No, this is not the spicy one. Let's have a look.
That's really nice.
Tangy. Quite go nice with a bit of cheddar.
It would, and cold meat.
That's very good.
Christmas meats.
I'm really impressed the fact that Tom's never made this before. I mean, you cook, but not lots of stuff. So yeah, really
it's really good. The only thing is, don't forget to put one of these. It's like greaseproof paper, just on the top. Just pop it in. Just lightly press it down, because if you don't, sometimes the reaction of the acids in the chutney against the metal of the jar will make it go off, or not taste very nice. Hello.
Hi, what are you up to?
Well, it's chicken supply day today, and this weekend I'm going to give the chickens a big clean out, and they like to have their straw bale there, so that's ready for them. They've got some sunflower and some bits and pieces I've just given them. Picky Peck that I bought them, they love those. They love those, don't they? Yeah. And we've been given a lot of supplies from a very kind neighbour. Right, we've been given this barrel of whole wheat, for the hens to mix in with their daily feed, which they'll love. They love pecking for seeds.
Yeah, so this was from a person up at our site here he's kept chickens for 30 years. They're sort of at the end of their laying career, aren't they?
They are really, yeah.
So he's not getting any more until next year now.
Yeah.
So he's given us that. It's like a whole dustbin.
I know.
Full of wheat.
It's amazing. And there's another one. What's that one full of? Layers pellets.
Yes, another one full of layers pellets, chicken feeds, which I'll get later.
I just bought some yesterday. Oh look, I didn't see that. Used by Hugh Fernley Whittenstall's River Cottage.
Ooh.
Oh, I love that programme.
I remember you watching that years ago.
My sister was on it.
She was, wasn't she?
She was. She was the episode of the Fisher ladies.
Yeah.
There were 2 of them, and they were on the beach at I think it was West Bay.
Anyway, you wanted to show us something with your blueberries, didn't you? So should we go over there?
And I must tell you that I'm really behind with a lot of my stuff this year. I've been to the hospital again.
Oh yeah.
And had an x-ray on my foot, and it turns out that one of my toes has healed shorter than the other, and it's also got a fracture in it, and also at some point I fractured my ankle, which is why I've had so much pain in my foot. So I've got to have some treatment for that.
And that could have been a very long time ago when you had your horse.
It could have.
We're talking like what, over 10 years ago?
Well, yeah, because I didn't know, so it's quite painful to dig in that at the moment. But anyway, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Counting the blueberries.
Yeah, I was just saying we've got 6 blueberry bushes. That small one, and there's another smaller one there. They were from your plot, weren't they, originally?
Yeah.
So what I've done, and it's not very tidy, and I need to pull out the fabric and straighten it. So they've all had a bag of ericaceous compost. I'm not showing you this because we've been sponsored by them or anything, but this is the stuff they sell in the trading shed.
Yeah.
So it's ericaceous, which means it's acidy, more acidy than normal compost.
Blueberries love it, don't they?
They do, yeah. And also they love pine needles and things. Often I'll gather up Tom's pine needles from his tree. I just can't cope with the weeds at the moment because I can't bend down and push myself up on my foot. So they've got the compost on them, and then they've got this weed suppressant fabric, which it's a work in progress at the moment.
Yeah, you're going to neaten it up, aren't you?
Yeah. And then all this has come from I think it was the council actually that put this on. They're doing a lot of bark and chippings and things at the moment, and we've had 2 big piles delivered over the past week.
It's not the council, don't give them any credit.
I thought some of it was.
No, it's local tree surgeons who very kindly come and drop it off. The council don't give us anything for free. What are you on about?
Well, I just thought that they did because they were there the other day.
Blimey.
So far, I think I must have done about 8 bags. It normally takes about 12 bags. Not bags, wheelbarrow loads.
Yeah, and they will be, you've got netting around the side, these will be netted over again. It's just so you can work in here, isn't it?
It is.
Because the birds eat blueberries.
It is, and actually next year I think what I might do is we're going to make them taller, so it's like a proper netted area that you can actually walk in.
Yeah, because at the moment it's like it's up to there.
I know, and it's I actually started this I think when I first came here, so yeah, these were tiny, these blueberry bushes.
Yeah, so that's what's going on Tilly's plot at the moment.
Yes.
Isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's actually nice when you get to the end of the season. I quite like coming up here because there's not very many people up here.
Yeah, it's all nice and quiet.
Yeah,
you
and
can
it's
have
cosy.
cups of tea in your shed and cook breakfast.
Yeah, soup.
Yeah. There's still loads to do on your plot and our plots as well, but this is the thing, a lot of people up here, they've kind of finished, they've dug everything over, they put the manure down, whatever, but they're done for the winter, you won't see them again.
No.
But because we're obsessed with allotments, we'll be up here all winter doing that stuff. So we're not
nice.
we're not too fussed about leaving stuff a bit longer.
Yeah, really, and also we'll be doing the seed catalogue thing, so we'll know where everything is going, and then that means that we'll know what we need to do with the plot.
Yeah. So what we'll do is we'll plan who's growing what. We'll crack out the whiteboard again like we did. Actually, let me know, guys, would you like us to just do a regular video, or I was thinking of live streaming it, so literally put the camera and we'll be there live, and then we can chat to you in the comments. And you can, it'll be quite long, but
Yeah, we probably won't get anyone wanting to watch, but
You might get a few.
yeah.
But thank you if you do watch.
Yeah, thank you.
And if you watch our other videos like this one.
Yeah.
But let me know in the comments if you reckon you'd like a live stream. It'd be something different, wouldn't it?
It would, yeah. Yeah, it would. So thank you ever so much anyway for following us and watching and everything. Please share with your friends so that we can spread the word.
Yeah. And next week, Dad and I will be messing about with a brand new chainsaw on the fruit plot over there. That'll be fun.
It will be. Don't let me use it.
No, I won't. Just did an outtakes, which will go in one of the members' vlogs. Mum nearly fell off the step and I had to catch her. That's in the members' vlog. Watch that.
Yeah.
Anyway, thanks for watching. Take care, guys, and we'll see you next week.
See you soon. Bye.